Well, you're watching the Chalvey Working Men's Club Open, filmed in Slough, and it's a semi-final of the pairs competition, and it's between Todd Rainsley and Shane Turner. They're both from Oxfordshire, and they're taking on James Brick and John Wasylczuk. And I apologise to John if I've absolutely butchered your name there. Many apologies. Much relief that your nickname is Chuck. So that's what we'll be referring to John going forward. But it's Turner and Rainsley who's going to get us underway here. Best of 7 legs. And the winner of this match will get to play Darryl Pilgrim and Cameron Crabtree. Both teams have won a couple of games to reach this point. It's always great to go to local tournaments, isn't it, and have a pairs warm-up event and then the open singles afterwards. I wonder if there's scope in the PDC for that to take place on a more regular basis. There's only ever pairs in the PDC at the World Cup. It would be great to see that more regularly. Both teams warming up here. That's a lovely visit from Turner, an early 180. And if you could hear that lovely electronic scoreboard sound in the background, that's one of those old school scorers which they've got on the stage. Not seen very often now due to the advent of tablets, but certainly they were Dark Connect before Dark Connect was a thing. But yeah, Shane Turner, well, he is absolutely flying at the moment in terms of his county UKDA representation for Oxfordshire. 4 wins from 4 when this was filmed. He's currently ranked 5th in those particular average rankings. So one to keep an eye on, I would say, is Turner. And they're down to a 2-darter in the early stages of this contest. This match is taking place on the stage, by the way. 170 won't go. Still haven't seen a 170 on the channel. We hope to at some point. I remain hopeful. There were a few attempts in the lockdown live leagues that I covered. Bullseye. Well, that's a lovely start there. Great darts from Rainsley. You can tell he enjoyed that, and why not? Oh, well, this is interesting because Rainsley and Turner definitely won the bull off, and they've started again in the second leg, so that's interesting. No one appears to have noticed, so onwards we go. Sometimes that does happen, so I'll just change the scoreboard around there. If no one's noticed, then there's no choice but to continue. But you would imagine Turner and Rainsley won't start again in the third leg. But let's see what happens. No one noticed, so onwards we go. That's John that's throwing there. He is ranked the higher of himself and James in terms of the Berkshire Super League averages. Chuck, well, he represents Slough, who play out of this venue. 5 wins from 7 for him so far in his Super League campaign. Whereas James Brick, well, he represents Rax. He's ranked 87th at the moment, 3 wins from his 7 matches. And one of the teams they beat on the way to reaching this point, let me just check my notes here, Matthew Kiernan and Lee Newman. Yes, I've heard of them. And they survived match darts. So they're still going at this point, so all about grinding. Rainsley and Turner down to a finish first in this leg, which is just eased up in terms of the quality, but that's a lovely visit from Brick. They get down to a 2-dart combination. The 1-5-4 won't go, so they've got a good opportunity to break the throw. Obviously, this is a leg that they should have started first in, so this is going to get very confusing. But 73 plays 54, treble 19, double 8 then. Lovely, easy as that. 17-dart break of throw, 1 apiece. And that's a relief because that means James and John will start throwing here, so that's good. It is out of order, but no one's noticed, and onwards we go. You can see other pairs matches from this particular tournament on the channel. Do have a look if you're interested. Yes, I do think that there must be more scope for more pairs darts. Pairs is very popular on the WDF circuit. Often it's the warm-up event on a Friday of a all-weekender, but not seen nearly enough in PDC circles in my view. I think there should be a PDC blind pairs championship. I think that would be very good value. Don't think the top names would play in it necessarily, but I think that would be great value. Or just have pairs. Just pick a partner and go for it. Why not? Averages in this one, mid to high 70s, so good standard. Always difficult in pairs, of course, because of the momentum. Can be a bit hit and miss. It's a nice ton there from Chuck, but there isn't too much to choose between them. Slight advantage to Rainsley and Turner, but not a commanding lead. Back-to-back tons for Chuck and Brick. Get down to 151. I think the team name for James and John would be hashtag Chuck Brick, surely. And another ton there from Turner, well found. So a potential opportunity to break if the 151 doesn't go, and it doesn't. Chuck getting closer to a treble, couldn't find one. You would think he'd probably be the most comfortable being on home territory here. Treble 19 or treble 15. Couldn't find it, so 70 left and can't find the treble 10, so 91, so 74 left, treble 14 or 18. So single 20 just to leave tops. Turner with a golden opportunity here to, well, it's to break back. That's a loose first one. Can he adjust? He's got a lovely throw. All four players, I think, have really nice actions. I don't know what you think about that. Leave your thoughts in the comments, but certainly seem to be very smooth, all three of them. And that is a great last dart. Clutch finish. It's 2-1. 24 dart leg. So just a bit of discussion here, but because they've got out of order. At least they're alternating in terms of the throw now, despite being out of order. Averages in the mid-70s for both teams now. Nothing to choose between them, showing they're both evenly matched. Callum Crabtree and Dale Pilgrim await in the final. Their semi-final victory was over James Betts and Martin Lukeman. It's a nice visit there from Rainsley. And you can see how Rainsley got on in the singles. You have a look on the channel. He plays Terry Stubbs in a quarter-final match, so do have a look at that one if you get the opportunity to. Do consider subscribing as well while you're here. Lots of matches in the can from this year. Great to be out and about again, post you know what. And it's been really fantastic to get to a few different venues, see some familiar and indeed unfamiliar faces. That's a lovely last start there from Rainsley. Leaves them on a bogey number, but time on their side. 112 points, the advantage to Rainsley and Turner before these were thrown. And a good switch to a treble 18 on that last visit from Turner, so very much advantage to them at this point. And well, they can't leave a finish now, even if that last dart finds the treble, which it doesn't. So plenty of time here for Rainsley to potentially sew this up, and just on the wire. So they'll be back for tops. Still no finish for Chuck and Brick, so they may be thinking about the next leg at this stage. Double 10. Only actually chooses to bust it, which is an interesting choice, but well, why not? Why not? Knows that his partner likes double top. Doesn't want to go inside on the double 10 to leave double 5, which is always tricky. And tops then for Rainsley, and he pins it. 22 dart leg to level things up. And onwards we go into this fifth leg. Chuck and Brick. Getting us underway in this fifth leg. Just frustrated as Brick there that he couldn't quite follow in that second dart. Turner looking very good here. And I've jinxed him because he's hit a single one right on cue. A bit more information about Rainsley. He's played, I think he was an Oxfordshire regular in terms of the county setup. He's played one game for the B team this year, from what I can gather, from the UKDA site, but certainly a very high standard. Also, if you're ever in the area in Berkshire, in the Slough region, do consider visiting Chalvey WMC, because it's a very nice venue. There's 3 boards downstairs, and there's another 4 upstairs, plus another 5 upstairs, and then there's the stage as well. So it's a good setup. And this leg's just getting a bit nervy, isn't it? But Rainsley's looking to change all of that in this fifth leg. This crucial middle phase. They've got a 41-point advantage after 12 darts. First to 4, remember. Nice ton there from James. They get down to a finish first. Turner frustrated. Probably needs to switch to the 19s, you feel. But no finish for them, so good chance to set things up here. Will he go for it? Treble 17. Will he go for the bull? He does choose to go for the bullseye. It was a great effort. So that leaves 43. Rainsley and Turner need a big score in order to try and apply some pressure. They can't find it, so James and John with 43 remaining. Tops then for a 20 dart leg. That's a lovely visit. 20 darter. 3-2 the advantage. Best leg of the match was a 17 darter, of course, in the second leg. Good visit here from Turner. Lovely adjustment. There's the sound of the electronic scoreboard, very popular in Riley's Victoria back in the day. I seem to remember those very fondly. If I remember correctly, you would have to press, at the end of each leg, you would have to press star, star, cancel, cancel, minus, minus on each side. And if you know what I'm talking about there, then full credit to you, because that's very, very nerdy. But I don't see many of them in venues anymore. Rainsley backs up the 180 with an 85. That's a lovely 140 from John. About 100 points there or thereabouts, the difference between these two teams at this point. It is very much advantage Rainsley and Turner to force us to go into a decider here. Unless we can find a big score. It's a good last start. That does bring them actually back into this. Okay, they're probably only one treble behind. And, well, despite the early maximum, there hasn't been a great deal in the last couple of visits, 2 troubleless visits. Big score here. Well, they do. Well, I was going to say they get to a finish, of course they don't. It leaves a bogey number, so still 6 darts from 137. But no treble, so I do apologise. There is actually a mistake on that scorecard. So there's a data entry error. They've got 60 left, not 79. 60 left, not 79. So just bear that in mind. This is a good visit. Breaky's so frustrated. That's that last dart. Second dart's going in really well, but the last dart not so much. So 60. This is for parity in the scoreline. Missed opportunity. And this is for a place in the final then. 86 will start on the 18s. Treble 18 needed. Well, one more. We'll leave the bullseye for a place in the final. And he gets it. What a great last start that is. Great visits. So it's James and John who booked their place in the pairs final. They'll take on Cameron Crabtree and Darryl Pilgrim. Commiserations to Rainsley and Turner. And thank you for watching.